the New England Patriots just made a move that almost nobody saw coming. An $80 million contract. A wide receiver leaving Green Bay. And a quarterback in New England who suddenly has a brand new weapon. But the real question is this: did the Patriots just quietly change the future of their offense? Because when Romeo Doubs agreed to a 4-year, $80 million deal with the New England Patriots, the headline sounded simple. Another free agency signing. Another receiver changing teams. Another offseason move in the NFL. But if you look closer, this deal tells a much bigger story. And it starts with a problem the Patriots have been trying to fix for years. For a long time, New England built its offense around precision, timing, and a quarterback who could turn average receivers into stars. When Tom Brady was running the show, the Patriots didn't always need the flashiest wide receivers. They needed reliable targets who could run the right routes at the right moment. But those days are gone, and over the past few seasons, the Patriots have struggled to rebuild that same formula. The wide receiver room has been inconsistent. The offense has lacked explosiveness. And most importantly, the team has been searching for players who can grow alongside their young quarterback Drake Maye. That's where Romeo Doubs enters the story. Doubs may not be the biggest superstar name in free agency, but he brings something the Patriots desperately needed: reliability. And if you look at his journey through the NFL, it becomes clear why New England saw something valuable in him. Romeo Doubs was selected by the Green Bay Packers in the 4th round of the 2022 NFL Draft. At the time, Green Bay was dealing with a massive transition at wide receiver after trading away Davante Adams. The Packers suddenly needed new playmakers, new targets, new options for their offense. Doubs quickly became one of those pieces. He wasn't flashy every week. He didn't always dominate headlines, but he steadily carved out a role as a dependable receiver who could be trusted in key moments. And in the NFL, that kind of consistency is more valuable than many people realize. During the 2023 season, Doubs posted what was at the time the best statistical year of his career. 49 receptions and 8 touchdowns. Those numbers may not jump off the screen compared to the league's elite receivers, but touchdowns tell an important story. Doubs showed that he could deliver when it mattered most, especially in the red zone. But the next step in his development came later. The 2025 season quietly became the strongest campaign of his career. 55 catches. 724 receiving yards. 6 touchdowns. Those numbers showed growth. More opportunities. More responsibility in the offense. And perhaps most importantly, more trust from the coaching staff. Doubs wasn't just a role player anymore. He was becoming a stable part of Green Bay's offensive structure. So when news broke that he would be leaving the Packers for New England, fans around the league immediately started asking the same question. Why would Green Bay let him go? The answer isn't as simple as it might seem. Because the Packers' wide receiver room has become one of the most crowded groups in the league. Young talent has been emerging everywhere. Christian Watson brings explosive speed. Jaden Reed offers versatility and playmaking ability. Dontavian Wicks has flashed serious potential, and rookie Matthew Golden represents the future of the position in Green Bay. Suddenly, the Packers had multiple receivers competing for targets. At the same time, the team still hasn't fully replaced the impact that Davante Adams once had. Since Adams was traded in 2022, Green Bay has been trying to develop a new number 1 receiver, a true offensive centerpiece. But instead of one dominant star emerging, the Packers ended up with a deep rotation of solid contributors. And that depth created a difficult decision. When a team has several capable receivers but needs to manage salary cap space and roster balance, someone eventually becomes expendable. In this case, that player turned out to be Romeo Doubs. But being expendable doesn't mean being unimportant. And that distinction is exactly why the Patriots saw an opportunity. New England wasn't just looking for a big-name wide receiver. They were looking for stability, because their receiver room has gone through major changes. The release of Stefon Diggs earlier in the offseason left a significant hole in the offense. Diggs had been expected to bring veteran production and leadership. Without him, the Patriots suddenly needed another reliable target, and they needed one quickly. Romeo Doubs might not instantly transform the Patriots into an explosive passing attack, but he gives the offense something it didn't consistently have before: a dependable receiver who understands timing, positioning, and quarterback trust. And for Drake Maye, that could make a huge difference. Maye represents the future of the Patriots franchise. The young quarterback carries enormous expectations as he steps into the spotlight of one of the NFL's most historic teams. But every young quarterback needs help. They need receivers who run clean routes, receivers who fight for contested catches, receivers who can create separation just long enough for the quarterback to deliver the ball. Doubs has shown that ability throughout his career, that he's not necessarily the fastest receiver on the field, and he may not produce highlight plays every week. But he knows how to find open space. He knows how to move the chains, and he knows how to finish drives. Those qualities often matter more than flashy statistics, because winning offenses are built on trust. When a quarterback drops back and scans the field, he needs to know that someone will be exactly where they are supposed to be. That's the type of player the Patriots believe they are getting with Romeo Doubs. But there's another layer to this move that makes it even more interesting. The Patriots are clearly building an offense that prioritizes balance. Instead of chasing one superstar receiver, they appear to be assembling a group of players who can collectively produce. Doubs fits perfectly into that philosophy, that he can line up outside, that he can operate in intermediate routes, that he can contribute in the red zone. And perhaps most importantly, he's entering the prime years of his career, at 25 years old. Doubs still has room to grow. The Patriots aren't just signing a veteran presence. They are investing in a player who could continue improving over the next several seasons. That's a key reason the 4-year contract makes sense. The $80 million price tag may sound large at first glance, but in today's NFL market for wide receivers, that number reflects the growing value of dependable pass catchers. And for New England, the investment signals confidence. Confidence that Doubs can help elevate the offense. Confidence that Drake Maye will benefit from having another trusted target, and confidence that the team is finally moving closer to solving one of its biggest offensive problems. Still, not everyone is convinced. Some analysts believe the Patriots still lack a true number one receiver, a dominant playmaker who can take over games the way elite stars do across the league. Doubs isn't widely viewed as that kind of player, but that doesn't mean this move lacks impact. Sometimes the smartest roster decisions are the ones that strengthen the foundation rather than chasing headlines. Doubs may not bring superstar hype, but he brings something that every offense needs: dependability. And if the Patriots can combine that reliability with the development of Drake Maye, the results could surprise a lot of people. But there's one more factor that could shape how this story unfolds: competition. Because the Patriots' receiver room is far from settled, new faces will arrive. Young players will fight for snaps. Roles will evolve throughout the season. And Doubs will have to prove that he deserves the investment the team just made. That challenge could bring out the best version of his game. Throughout his career, Doubs has thrived when given opportunities to prove himself, from a 4th-round draft pick fighting for roster spots to a trusted contributor in Green Bay's offense. His path has always required earning respect the hard way. Now he enters the biggest chapter of his career, a new city, a new quarterback, a new system, and a contract that shows the Patriots believe he can be part of something bigger. But whether this move becomes a turning point for New England depends on what happens next. Will Doubs emerge as Drake Maye's favorite target? Will the Patriots' offense finally find consistency in the passing game? Or will the team still need to search for a true number one receiver in the future? Those questions won't be answered overnight. But one thing is certain: the Patriots just made one of the most intriguing moves of the offseason. And if Romeo Doubs lives up to the opportunity, this $80 million decision could look very different a year from now. Because sometimes the most important signings aren't the ones that dominate headlines on day one, they're the ones that quietly reshape an offense piece by piece. And the Patriots are clearly betting that Romeo Doubs can be one of those pieces. Now the spotlight shifts to the field. Drake Maye. The Patriots offense. And to a receiver who just received the biggest opportunity of his career. Here's the question for you. Did the Patriots make the right move signing Romeo due to an $80 million deal? Or do you think New England still needs a true superstar wide receiver to compete in the AFC? Let me know what you think in the comments.